upfront management module is a series of utilities that we added into a separate program, mainly because it allows you to do some things that you may not want everybody in the shelter to have access to, going through some back doors and changing things after the fact. So it's generally a management utility. And the four options in here are the ability to edit the pet archives. So if you're aware, the pet archives are basically a series of snapshots over time of different things that happen to the pet as it passes through an intake to hopefully its ultimate adoption. And they're little snapshots in time. And generally, the system doesn't let you touch that. So if you've made a mistake or if you need to change something, basically you come into this screen. You can see it looks just like the main pet record, and you can look up and change any of those snapshots in time for any particular pet. That's the first option. The second is the ability to edit point of sale transactions. Again, it's really important that we leave an audit trail. So if you're making money disappear in the system, you could always put some notes in here as to why you had to cancel out a transaction. And you always just want to make sure that if someone's coming in looking over your shoulder, where did this money go, that the system has a good tracking record of, hey, this was a mistake, or, why we went in and we changed something. Again, you can't change this through the main program. So that's the second function. The third function is the ability to consolidate duplicate people. Basically, it works like this way. We found a duplicate, so we're going to choose who we want to keep and who we're going to remove. And then when we click the button, it takes all of the transactions, all of the pets, everything that person has done, all the donations, and it moves it from from the person that we're removing, combines it with the person to keep, and then at the end you can optionally delete the person that was the actual duplicate. So I'm going to jump over to the Adopt Friend main program for a second, because I want to show you the whole idea of deduping the system. Obviously, we want to catch while people are being checked in. If they're in the system already, that's always your best bet. But if you feel like you want to have a little project and go through all of your duplicates and kind of tidy up your database a little bit, you can go into the master list in the main Adopt a Friend program. And there's a little utility here called Check Dupes. And what we got to do is click it, and it'll go through the system and kind of does a quick little lookup. It checks to see if there's anyone with the same phone number, and also it checks the first 5 characters of their address, and it comes up with a list of suggested duplicates. So now that we have that information, we can kind of go back to the management module and decide, okay, I am going to keep person number 1, and I'm going to remove person number 2 and combine it that way. So once I click the little button, it's going to go ahead and process that. And one thing to keep in mind is that it doesn't get rid of any of the notes that are in the records. So you want to kind of decide which of the 2 records you want to keep. And you can always cut and paste any of the information that's on one of them that you want to move into the one that you want to keep. And that's pretty much it. We go ahead and we click the process button. And as I said, it takes all the transactions, all the pets from person number 2, moving it over to person number 1. It's going through the whole system. And then it just is verifying, yes, I do want to move the pets. So it's kind of going through each system. Do we want to move the point of sale transactions? And then finally, do we want to delete person number 2? You can always hold on to them and just make sure there's nothing left in that record. But generally, yeah, the whole idea is to get rid of any duplicates. So that's pretty much the management module. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Hopefully this was helpful to you.